Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Zach,
My name's Hayden.
and we have a great one for you today. We're going to be going through James 3.
James Trace.
You have a question, right? I'm just kidding.
No!
I'm just kidding. I have the question.
I've got $1. I've got $1. I've got $1. Hey, 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 hey.
So, this one you got to listen to.
Gosh, this is gonna be crazy.
So, you know when you wake up? No, it's going to be great. You know when you wake up and you like go to...
do one about being in the bed?
What?
Didn't we already do one about a bed or something? Or
No,
sleeping?
I was about sleeping.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
you wake up. What is the first thing you do? You got to stretch. Right?
Yeah.
You know, there's like ones when you wake up from a nap or something, you like stretch and you like, hit the shakes.
Yeah, like, la, 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 la. Yeah.
Feels great, right?
Yes.
You know what else feels great? When you yawn and you catch the
Piotr
breath.
yawn?
Huh?
Okay.
And you catch the breath,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, I'm about to cook myself.
I was about to just start a yawning session.
So my thing is this. All right. You have the ability to, every time you yawn, you catch your breath. Like, you have that beautiful, like, we're cooked.
We're good. We already started yawning now. Catch it, bro.
I
Catch
did
it.
bro.
It's getting away.
So every time you yawn,
Catch
you
your
catch your breath, right?
Yes.
But you never get to feel that stretch again. Or you get the greatest stretch every time. But you don't catch your breath. But once every
We're
5.
doing that right now, and it's like...
Oh, no, listen. But once every 5 times. It's like you hit the... do it 5 times where you catch your breath, bro.
You know, honestly, if we showed y'all, like, bloopers or something, like, at the start, it's been something, like, a more... I'm acting like this is, like, a condition. This has been a more recent development. It's like...
Fudge, bro.
It's starting right now. Where, like... I don't know what it is, but right before we start videos, like, obviously we edit this. We turn the camera on and have to sit down, so we have to cut a little bit of it. But when we turn the camera on before we start, we've been going through this. I mean, dog, it'll be like 2 to 3 minutes sometimes. And we'll just be sitting here like, just trying to catch like our breath. It take like 5 tries sometimes. So this is a very relevant question, at least for us.
Yeah. Because you got to know what I'm talking about. Like when you stretch, bro, and it's just like,
I just got to go in first try.
Bro, I got one when you were talking.
Bro, I just be like popping my neck. Ooh, that felt good. Sorry. Oh. I don't know if they could hear that. ASMR.
Yeah. So this is your choice for the rest of your life.
Okay.
You get the great stretch, but you don't catch your breath but once every 5. So that's 20% of the time. Or you never get a good stretch again in your life, but you catch your breath every yawn.
I'm going to catch my breath every yawn. Bro, you know when, like, people start talking about food and you get hungry? Or, like, people start talking about, like, peeing and then you got to pee? Or people start, like, bro, you start talking about yawning, bro, and my like, soul is just, like,
You
it's just,
need some air, bro.
it just has to yawn.
I think it's like contagious or something, bro.
Yeah. But, I always thought it was that actual yawning is contagious. But it seems like just the word.
Bro, I got it, bro.
And, like...
Did you get it, bro?
No, that was stupid. But it seems like just the word itself is like contagious.
Yeah, it is weird.
Maybe we just start talking about Jesus all the time.
And it'd be like a yawn?
Contagious.
Yeah.
To where like they just have to follow.
How many times have you yawned yet?
How many times have you talked about Jesus in your life?
That's you.
Are you going to hell? Sorry, hard,
Great.
Hard pivot there.
So actually, let's talk about this.
Oh.
Let's talk about this.
Tithe
The prosperity gospel. Well, what he was going to say was tithe or burn. If you're not tithing to our channel... No, I'm just kidding.
If you're not tithing to our channel, you are going to hell. I mean...
We're kidding.
We should clip that.
We're not...
Cut that. Title the like video like why you should tithe. Like
do it, bro.
No, absolutely not. That feels terrible.
We're totally kidding. We are not taking this out.
You know how legendary of a soundbite that is with my face being dead serious? If you're not tithing, you're going to hell.
We're one cut wonders, bro. We are not.
We are one bad soundbite away from prison. I'm kidding.
What
no.
are you talking
Sorry,
about?
I mean...
We're not. I'm not anywhere.
Spiritual prison. For blasphemy and false gospel.
Well,
But that's why it's only one soundbite.
so do you
not
guys
what we
know
act-
about the prosperity gospel?
It's true. It's not true. Sorry, it's just.
Dude, listen, if you
I just like
tithe,
leaving you on cliffhangers. You
if
know.
you tithe 20% of your income,
You are more saved.
now listen, to this
Oh.
channel, God will bless you tomorrow.
Well,
I'm totally kidding. He could, but like,
aside from all the blasphemous and heretical stuff,
this is how mega churches started, bro.
a mega church has started in a tiny room. This is the mega church, the massive mega church. I wonder if this is what like a few of those mega churches meetings look like, bro.
So how are we going to tell them how much they need to
So
tithe?
how do we tell them to tithe or burn without saying it that way?
So cooked. Dude, honestly, it's probably good nobody watches this because we would get canceled.
No, we wouldn't. We're making jokes about sadly what some people say and they're dead serious. Like some people
Dude,
legitimately.
bro, our pastor missed the opportunity. So we're talking about tithing in our church right now.
Yes, that's kind of why that. Yeah, joking.
And obviously nothing we said is real. Like
Well,
Anyways.
real in the sense of like we agree with him, believe with it. Sadly, it is real that some
Yeah.
places do genuinely like. There are pastors that may not word for word say it, but they'll teach like tithe or burn. They'll teach that if you don't tithe, you're going to hell. They'll teach prosperity gospel. Like there are some churches.
we have
that
two books
genuinely-
downstairs.
We have two books from Joel Osteen downstairs. Sadly,
Well, you're getting sued.
sadly, he is a prosperity gospel teacher. Be careful. Be careful with someone that teaches that. Not to get serious for a second, but like, be careful that anyone that teaches that following Jesus will lead to you flourishing in life circumstantially and financially. That is not. If you look at any of the disciples, there's only one that had like a normal, natural death to being believed of. Like, they got beheaded, they got stabbed, they got murdered, they got burned to death sometimes. I mean, like, it's, you know, that's pretty bad. Well, Tyler burned to death, and that's, I mean, but, yeah, that's not really how life works. He gives you hope and peace through your circumstances. He doesn't always just take them away and throw in a Lamborghini and a nice house. So
I'm glad you cleared all of that up because we looking like a really bad.
sorry, that's the clear up for everything we just said. Now back to joking. You need to tithe.
Yeah, so basically our pastor was talking about there's people in this extreme that don't really talk about tithing, and then there's people in this extreme, and it's like, wow, this is a perfect time to say tithe or burn
He
from
could have
stage.
brought it. We were trying to convince him to say it on stage, and like obviously joke about it, like we are right now. But we tried to commit, and he wouldn't do it. Oh,
yeah.
it was like no. It's like, bro, I would never say that. Like, why would I ever do that?
Definitely not. Definitely not, bro.
But yeah, no. In all seriousness, like, you do not have to.
Do you believe in tithe or burn? Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Nah, but seriously, to clear all that up, prosperity gospel is not true. Just because you follow Jesus does not mean your life is just going to be better circumstantially and financially and all this other stuff. He gives you hope through the chaos, and then also you're not gonna burn if you don't tithe. Like, you're not gonna go to hell if you don't tithe. Yeah, just clear that up. But it is very fun to make random jokes about it because sadly, some people are being dead serious when they say those things. So,
What book? I randomly turned to Ecclesiastes here.
Wow, that was meaningless. Sorry.
So if you don't know what Ecclesiastes
If you don't know what Ecclesiastes is, and you are minorly struggling with sadness in your life, don't read it. It's,
you know, because nothing means anything anyways. Like,
none of it matters, is what Ecclesiastes would say.
Oh.
But you know what does matter? Controlling your tongue. And that.
sorry.
Oh, where you at? Song of
Ecclesiastes.
Songs? Oh.
What is it, 5'8", bro?
It's 7, 6 through 8.
Seven.
Don't search that up. Kidding. Don't.
Like, never mind.
On to focusing.
Focusing. So what are we reading again, man? I'm sorry.
We are in James 3, yet again in the CSB translation. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to read it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to enjoy it. And we hope y'all, or you, if there's only one person watching, follow along. Am I
Hopefully there's two. Them in the spirit.
Or hopefully there's four, them, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit.
Okay, so ain't about to get us in a whole nother conversation about the...
Let's talk about the Trinity. No,
Absolutely not tonight. We got stuff to do. Got stuff to do.
I can read the first section. You can read the second.
Yeah.
Or were you just about to say you can read the first?
I was gonna say it, baby, dog.
Valid. All right. Let's hop in. Lock in time for real. So in verse 1, like I said, we're in chapter 3 too, by the way. Not many should become teachers, my brothers, because you know that we will receive a stricter judgment. For we all stumble in many ways. If anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is mature, able also to control the whole body. Now, if we put bits into the mouths of horses so that they obey us, we direct their whole bodies. And consider ships, though very large and driven by fierce winds, they are guided by a very small rudder wherever the will of the pilot directs. So too, though the tongue is a small part of the body, it boasts great things. Consider how a small fire sets ablaze a large forest. And the tongue is a fire. The tongue, a world of unrighteousness, is placed among our members. It stains the whole body, sets the course of life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. What a start.
Sounds like they didn't tithe.
Yes. It sounds like a lot of non-tithing. Yeah, I think the first part, before we get into all, I guess, the whole rest of it's going to be about kind of your tongue and how we talk and all those things. I think verse 1 is really interesting in the sense of, like, James saying, hey, bro, like, not many people should be teachers. They receive a stricter judgment. Like, I think that's so interesting, just thinking about, and this is not some, like, smart theological thing I'm about to say. Like, this is just my thoughts. It's just interesting to think about, like, the fact that people on stages are judged differently. Not by God, but by us as people. Like, the people that are on our screens when we're scrolling on Instagram that have thousands of likes, or the people that are on a stage on Sunday morning, like, we're going to judge those people way differently than we would the people sitting in those seats or also scrolling on their phone. It's, like, crazy thinking, like, I guess you just, like, don't think about the level of holiness sometimes that is required to be a figure that's looked up to when it comes to a pastor.
Yeah.
And because they receive stricter judgment. And, like, it's insane. Like, I think that's why Paul kind of encourages, me and Troy were reading about this a little bit ago, like, hey, respect your leaders, like, love on them, like, encourage them, like, remind them of, like, what they mean to you. It's like, because, bro, these people, like, are under harsh judgment and are viewed way differently than we as normal church attendees are. Like, that just stood out to me, like, just a start to think about.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And for yours specifically, I mean, I think at any level of the church, there's that type of judgment. I mean, you got the pastor, the lead guy, the guy that's on top, talking to people. It's like the people in the church want to look at him. Yeah. But also the people that don't follow Jesus want to look at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like they're waiting for you to mess up. Like, you know, because it's like the people at the church are like, you know, maybe they're not waiting for him, but the people that don't know Jesus are like, I don't like Jesus because the people in the church, da-da-da-da. Like, they're waiting for the pastor to say something, like, crazy or something to mess up. Like, and even then, it's like the people in the church are the people that don't follow Jesus, are the people looking at them.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like this constant battle, because, like, if you're in the church, you're called to, like, follow Jesus and introduce people that don't know Jesus to the church. But also there's that sad battle that, like, people have left the church and are now the non-believers looking into the church.
Because of that lack of integrity.
Yeah.
I think, too, like, the reason James is saying that is, like, the reason they're under stricter, I didn't even know we were going to talk about this for this long, but the reason they're under, just let the Spirit lead and just go. The reason I think they're under stricter judgment is because, like, bro, this is someone I'm taking life advice off of.
Yeah.
This is someone that I am expecting to have the Holy Spirit and be led in everything they're doing in their life. Through struggles, yes, but, like, I'm expecting what they're teaching to be something they have prayed about, they have worked on consistently. Like, I'm expecting these people to live what they show on stage.
that they know. Because a lot of times, I'm thinking of it like a financial advisor. Is like, and obviously, I don't have one. I don't
Yeah.
really know that, but I think there are people that people give money to, or they have like, hey, you're in control of my account.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to mess with it. You're going to do it, and
Yeah.
you're going to invest in things that are going to profit me. And it's like, sadly, the reality is that some people in the church don't go home to read, don't go home to pray. Like, sometimes people in the church are just there for the pastor to tell them, make them feel good, or give them a little story, and then they go on there by their week.
Put all their trust in the pastor and not Jesus.
And obviously, like, we both know, like, that's not
Not
the
how it's
right
supposed
way.
to be
That's
done.
not how it should be. But also, too, it's like, you know, we know Clayton King, right? Like, all that is one crazy thing for him to mess up.
Yeah.
Not that I would pray that on him, not that I would ever expect that. Or even Matt, like, bro, one crazy little slip up.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
I think it's too, like, because you don't like fully know those people.
Yeah.
It's not like we know Matt, but
Yeah.
like in a lot of circumstances, like if I had some big moral failure, it'd be a lot different because my guys, my homies know me and they know that that is a failure, not actually my character of who
Right.
I am. But if some big, maybe mega church, like we were just joking about a little bit ago, if some mega church pastor has a failure, a moral failure from the outside, that's going to look like that's what defines him. And it's like, that is, I think, why it's so important too. You know what I just thought about too? Like, could go into a whole
Say it,
conversation too. I feel like a lot of us, we view ourselves as teachers in the sense of we think that we're under stricter judgment, but not by people, but by God. It's
Explain
like,
more
man,
than
if I like, when you first meet Jesus, or if you don't truly understand who God is, you think, bro, I'm walking on eggshells, dog. My
Mhm.
boy's about to lightning bolt strike me, like we joke about, shka boom,
Yeah.
like, and it's like I feel like we treat ourselves like we are under that stricter judgment, maybe that teachers are to people. But we treat it like that's God, and He's treating us under stricter judgment, and He's wanting us to be perfect and do everything. Like when you read the Old Testament, you see those, what was it, 613, 23 laws or whatever it was,
13.
613 laws, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why do I have to live this way? Why do I have to do this? Like, I feel like a lot of us, before we truly know who Jesus is, we view God as that stricter judge.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, that was just something that came to mind.
Yeah,
But
that works. Well, let me pull us back more to where we were. Not that was wrong to say at all.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with that and everything.
yeah, no, there's a lot more
But,
here, obviously than that.
But obviously, we're talking about a stricter judgment. Also, I think something that for this passage of scripture specifically,
Mm-hmm.
it's talking about being able to control the tongue.
Yeah.
And so I think a big
It's
thing,
literally the heading, yeah.
a big thing in the church is man, or not, maybe not in the church. I don't know how widespread this is. I have no idea. But how easy is it to say stuff? So, for me, what it's saying is it's not talking about just cussing. And I think that's probably a very big important part.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Lock in, bro. Because
This is just a recent topic that we've had.
yes.
We
Anyway,
will give no details, obviously, but it's something. It happened to be that we were going through James 3, so we had a conversation with someone about this. That's very
actually, we
similar.
had a conversation with somebody. Like, hey, bro, let's read James 3 since we have to do this already.
Yeah, it worked out to where hey, bro, we're doing our podcast on James 3. Like, why don't we just read about this because this applies exactly to what we're talking
Yeah.
about. So that's just
Anyway, so I think the thing is controlling the tongue is so much more than just cussing. It's jokes. It's the way you talk to people, the way you speak about people, the way you speak to people.
yeah,
All of these things, because it's again, you're the hands and feet of Jesus. You are baby little Jesuses.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but you are striving to be just like Jesus.
you are baby Jesus.
Dude, for some reason, I was the baby Jesus ones, bro. Shoes. That would be so tough.
Nah, it is crazy though, thinking when you're talking about that, how much words matter and how it is obviously which we'll get into that as we talk. How much it is way more broad. We think it's cussing. It's so much more than that.
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy. We go ultimately, more importantly, as our heart goes, is what's going to flow out of us and the way we go. But when it comes to the way we're perceived, you got two things: you got action and you got words. I mean, that's the only really two ways you can present yourself to people.
Yeah.
And so
And the sad reality is, bro, is actions speak louder than the words of what people say.
yeah,
But it's words of what people remember.
yeah.
You know
And
what I mean? And obviously,
actions, obviously it depends on the situation. But if I say something crazy mean about you. Like I still remember some stuff like people said about me when I was in 7th grade.
So you're gonna remember
crazy.
that.
And so like, do I also remember things people did to me? 100%. So this is not diminishing actions, but I think it's crazy that like this little thing like our mouth, and just in the same way how I was talking about like a ship, a little thing like a rudder can control a whole massive ship, and it goes wherever the captain wants that thing to go, just by this little rudder. Like it's crazy how our relationships, our friendships, our bonds that we have with people, our conversations, obviously, all flow with what comes in and out of right here.
Yeah, and that ultimately leads from what's coming in and out of your heart and your mind.
Well, and that's why it's talked about in 5, like, though the tongue is small, it boasts great things. Like, and it says, consider how a small fire sets ablaze a large forest. Like, if you don't control this junk and use it for the right things, like, that junk can set the whole forest on fire and tear everything down. Like,
yeah. Because the thing with, like, the enemy, he don't need you to do this big, extravagant, like, cuss somebody out thing. He just needs you to, like, start cussing in your head a little bit.
He just needs a little foothold.
He just needs you to start maybe saying, little cuss words. He just needs you to start.
Give me an example? No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. See, that's and that's why you need to have self-control to where you don't do.
I was like, bro, what?
It's like, what? No, I'm kidding. But
what the?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Anyways, but the thing is with that, bro, and it's like, in the context of what it was. I mean, if we're talking about preachers, like,
yeah.
Say a guy's up on stage and it's like, he's this guy, like he's talking, he's great messages, but then he walks off stage and he's backstage with this group and he just starts cussing a storm, and it's like, hold on, bro, like, how are we doing this?
Yeah.
Or even if it's like, you walk out in your congregation and you cuss, it's like, dude, I was so shook because I didn't know you could cuss at school, like teachers.
Yeah.
Walked out to football practice one day and they cuss. I'm like, hold on, bro, what are we doing? Like,
but it's like, how does it like? I think that's the thing that is important is like even in a not as much even in a spiritual sense, just like, bro, if you don't control the way you talk. Now obviously in a spiritual sense we're going to say there's certain things you should say and shouldn't say, and like there's certain things you should stray away from, and like things should be said out of love, all that, but like take the spiritual stuff aside and just tear it all down and just bring it down to like the basic principles of like if you don't control your tongue, it's going to cook everything. Like that's like it's like the same thing with alcohol. Like if you don't control how much you're gonna drink, you're gonna get drunk and you're gonna cook everything. Like it's the same thing in everything in life, but especially with this, like if every time you get mad you just say whatever you're thinking at this point, you're gonna cook every relationship you have. Like if every time that you get frustrated or if any type of feeling or emotion you could have, you don't control your tongue, like you are going to ruin every situation in your life.
Because again, like, and it's well on the point, like it's not just cussing, like it is
at all.
If you ask a pastor a question and like he snaps at you, like you ain't gonna ask him to do the question again.
No, you're gonna view him completely different.
I'm saying, like, if he like don't want to give you the time of day, you're not gonna want to talk to him.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're somebody who don't follow Jesus and you ask a person about Jesus and they just like, I don't want to talk to you right now, or like they say something crazy, it's like you're not gonna do that. Mm-hmm. And so I think being mindful of your words, because it can set a blaze to a fire. Like, you're in a conversation with somebody, they get loud, you're going to get loud too, and then it's like. It just sets a fire. I mean, all these different alternatives to what could happen. It's like, it is so hard to control the tongue.
Yeah.
Even now, like, dude, we're 5-6 years into following Jesus, and it's like, if somebody got in my face and started yelling, like, it's grits. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be like, I gotta control my hands.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but yeah, like, I don't know what the opposite of setting a small fire, setting ablaze a whole forest, but like, the tongue can also do the opposite.
Yeah.
If you speak right and you speak out of love and out of kindness, and you are full of self-control when it comes to the things you allow yourself to say, like, you can also do the opposite of setting a fire ablaze through a whole forest. Like, you could, I guess, be the water that singes it all out and brings it back to being healthy. Like, you can also do good things.
Well, also, too, but I think it's super neat that you said that, because it just brought to mind, like, there's been so many words that have ended relationships, but there's also been so many words that have restored them.
Yeah. And that's, but that goes back to, like, Proverbs. I don't know where that is at in Proverbs, but it says the tongue brings life or death. And so, like, that's why it's saying, bro, you got to control this thing. Like, that thing, bro, you got to control it, dog. What, you don't touch your tongue, bro? Is that, like, weird? Where's my tongue look weird color?
Anyways, so.
No, all right, regardless. Back to what I was saying. The tongue can bring life or death. And, like, it it's either going to set a whole forest fire ablaze, or it's going to be like all these seeds scattering and you're going to grow a good garden. Like,
Yeah.
it can ruin relationships, like you said, or it can restore them and bring them into health.
Yeah.
Like, the words you say, they cut deeper than a knife ever could.
Yeah.
Or they heal more than medicine ever could.
Hmm.
Like, because it shows ultimately in the intentions of your heart.
Yeah.
And that's why words matter. And that's why James is stressing, like, bro, you better figure it out. You're going to set a whole forest fire ablaze
Yeah.
from this little tongue.
And a big problem too, bro. And if this is you, like, there's no shame. But we cannot give excuses for why our tongue is bad. We can't be like, oh, well, it helps me with this, or it lets me do this, or like it lets me cool off, or like, no, bro. Like, your tongue is either okay or it's not.
Yeah.
You either can or cannot control it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to shine through either way. You just have to, you know, you can't make excuses for it. Because you make that excuse, you make it okay. And then you keep making it okay. And your tongue gets worse and your fire gets bigger.
Yeah. And ultimately, like I said, it all just flows from your heart. Like,
That's it.
I would never say anything I'm not feeling. I would never say anything I'm not thinking. I would never say anything that I don't, desire to say.
Yeah.
Or I would say that and say, like, yeah, bro, I would never do that. Like, when it comes to the actual passions and desires you have in your heart, that's where it all flows from. Like, whether that's anger or happiness, whether that's sadness or, contentment and joy. Like, it all really, if you want to control it, it comes down to what's inside right there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's really good. All right, 7 through 12. Let's read that real quick. Every kind of animal, bird, reptile, and fish is tamed and has been tamed by humankind. But no one can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. With the tongue we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who are made in God's likeness. Blessing and cursing come out of the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, these things should not be this way. Does a spring pour out sweet and bitter water from the same opening? Can a fig tree produce olives, my brothers and sisters, or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a saltwater spring yield fresh water. That's
You know what? I think that's just really one big point to hit on here.
that. Yeah.
Tither, but no. Sorry. I'm just cooked on that right now. But.
I love it. No,
Yeah, but
I think like it's kind of like it's crazy what it was saying, because ultimately, like, when it says no one can tame it, like, we really can't fully tame it. This isn't like some domesticated pet that you can just fully turn into. It's kind of like that example I gave where the pastor a few videos back or whatever was talking about trying to tame that lion. That junk is a predator by instinct, by birth, naturally. That thing, regardless of what you do, is going to kill you at some point. And obviously that example was for sin, but I think in the same point, like, bro is saying our tongue is like naturally a poison, a restless evil. Like, this is naturally the state of our tongue, of our words, of the way we say things, and so you have to fight to get it away from that. But ultimately, it's very hard to tame something that's natural instincts are to be that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, comparing it to, animals. That's it's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, the biggest thing is like, man, how can I praise God but curse people? Right? How can I praise God with my tongue, but it's like, man, I don't want to talk to you, give you the time of day, and you know about Jesus.
Yeah.
How could I praise God and, 2 days ago I just cussed Betty out because she, did whatever, you know what I mean?
Betty got cooked,
Or
bro.
how could I teach about Jesus and I'm, coming backstage to cuss?
It's like, how can I really teach and live a life following Jesus when I just cussed out Betty about not tithing? Like,
yeah. Telling her she's going to burn.
telling her she's going to burn, boy.
Burn
Like,
her up, you know what I mean?
but
I'm sorry.
the tither burn is so cooked right now. No, but I do think it's really interesting in the sense that it's saying, like, it's talking about kind of what you're saying. Almost like this integrity, but integrity not when it comes to our character, when it comes to our words.
Yeah.
It's more so what it's focusing on. Because, normally when you think of integrity, it's like, oh, well, what do you do when no one's watching? And this is like, no, not what do you do. What do you say when no one's watching? Like, the same mouth that praises God or worships on Sunday is also saying all these crazy things. Yet again, not just applicable to cussing, applicable to so many things. But yeah, it's crazy how, the biggest people that Jesus did not vibe with, actually, the only people he didn't vibe with were the hypocrites, a.k.a. the religious leaders, who pretended,
AKA no, I'm just-
who pretended to be
the Pharisees.
one
AKA.
way. Yes, who pretended to be one way on the outside, and yet on the inside they were not that way, and that's why he even gave the what?
I just thought of the cat videos, bro.
Which one?
What they call
The
it?
AI ones?
Yes, bro.
The Laracies.
Laracies.
Unbeknownst to me, it was a Laracy.
See.
AI is so awesome in some
Mm.
ways. But no, that's why those are the only people Jesus had a problem with, and that's why he talked to them. And he said, like, listen, bro, y'all wash the outside of the cup, but the inside is dirty. And those are the only people he had a problem with because they were supposed to be following God and leading God's people, but instead they were being hypocritical, and what they were presenting wasn't what actually was going on behind closed doors. And in a way different way, but also very similar way, right? Like different boats, same ocean type thing, is he's saying don't be hypocritical with your mouth.
Yeah.
And it's not just about what people say; it's talking about with God, bro. Like you're the same mouth you are praising. If God's saying this, like, bro, the same mouth you're praising me with, you just cuss, like I said, you just cuss Betty out with,
Yeah.
or you just said this crazy thing out of anger when you shouldn't have,
Or you made this
just,
dark humor joke.
or you made.
I think
this,
that's probably another big thing too.
I think that to me is way bigger than cussing.
Really?
Because in the sense of it's the one that like goes under the radar. And
Yeah.
people just think I can just it's
They
kind of like
justify it.
well it's kind of like someone who like maybe in their life has had sex, so now they justify porn. And they let that kind of fly under the radar a little bit more because sex feels way worse, right? Or they just justify now or like someone like I've never had sex, so now I just kind of try and justify lustful thoughts because at least now it's not porn. Like it's kind of like that ladder effect of like
Yeah.
if oh well bro like because that's what I do. I don't really cuss, like I had never really cussed before, but like I don't cuss at all now, and you don't cuss anymore, like we don't cuss, so it's really easy though to justify well bro at least I'm not saying all those things, but like make a dark humor joke here or there, like say some crazy stuff here or there. It's like we're about to laugh about it right now thinking about it, but like it's easy to justify these things because they don't seem as bad, and you naturally point your finger, well I'm not doing what they're doing. It's like no bro, it's not about them. Like this is God talking to you, this is God talking to Zach, this is God talking to Hayden, this is God talking to you. And that's
You.
wrong regard you.
Yeah.
You. But
The Laracies.
yeah, it's wrong regardless. Like
Yeah.
we shouldn't be hypocrites with our character and our actions, but also with our words. And not being critical towards people, being hypocritical towards God, ultimately.
Yeah. And so, just because when we move on from this point, like this is kind of a different topic, but if you're somebody that struggles with the way you speak to people, about people, the words you say, and
The jokes you make, whatever it is.
and you follow Jesus, I would strongly encourage you to somehow figure that out. Because the things you say actually matter to people a lot more than we think they do.
Yeah.
And if we're not careful with what we say, we can easily lead somebody away from Jesus.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, like on the inside, your cup has to be clean before the outside can be cleaned.
Yeah. Ultimately.
Like, dude, I don't care if your cup's dirty on the outside. Don't really care. But if your cup is starting to get clean on the inside,
if you're at least working on cleaning the inside.
and again, I think that's kind of like a struggle too, because it's like these, like say pastors, for example, like we have no idea what the inside of their cup looks like. We can just see the outside.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to sit there in your convictions with how clean or dirty your cup is on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, if you're a pastor, and like I don't know if we're even talking to any pastors, but like if you are,
What's up, Pastor?
like bro, and you're out here cussing people out or whatever, or
Theology on tithing. No,
if
sorry.
it's not tithing, then you're wrong. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all these things, man, because like if you're a pastor or want to be a pastor, however that looks, like man, your cup has to be clean, 1,000% on the inside.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can struggle a little bit on the outside, but it's like, bro, if what is coming into your heart, into your mind, out of your mouth, like out of your mouth, if it's dirty, if it's wicked, and you're not actively trying to stop it, you're gonna cook yourself.
Yeah. What? And to me too. Like, it's saying teachers, pastors would be a good word for that too. But regardless, teachers live under stricter judgment. Well, aren't they just fighting to be more like Jesus? Ultimately, that's all that is.
Yeah.
That's all that is. And so like, that's where me and you kind of talked about a little bit ago when we were talking to this guy about this stuff. Is like, there aren't a ton of gray lines in Scripture, but on any of them, we should always lead on the side that pushes us towards Jesus. and that leads more people to him. And so, like, when it comes to your words, whether that's cussing or making jokes you shouldn't say or do, or whatever it is for you, we obviously have our own struggles, like we just said. Number one, there's grace for that. But number two, like, if you ever have to think about a word you should or should not say, always lean no. That's just pretty easy. Wait, no, but now I can't have fun saying that, bro. It's way more important to win people for Jesus and to also represent him regardless of who's looking than it is to have fun saying one word or two words or three jokes. And obviously those things normally go a lot deeper than just jokes most of the time with whatever it is about. But yeah, that'd be my advice. Just lean no on saying any of that stuff. So yet again, we mess up with this stuff all the time. This is something we are actively fighting to get better about. So this is like a learning process currently, but you want to live a life to where if someone randomly walked into your crib or someone randomly listened in on your phone call or looked at your text messages, they would see, wow, that screams follower of Jesus, not, wow, bro, I don't even want to talk to them anymore because that's kind of crazy. They would say that about this person or that person or make this joke about this people. Like, you never want to push anyone away. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
The tongue.
Bring life or death, bro.
Tyler Burn. Turn or burn, baby. Who said that today? I don't remember. Again, I'm totally just kidding. I'm just, what's that called? Give me a word for funny. Since you're our, like...
Silly williness.
Silly willingness.
By the way, also, this is an example of jokes that are okay because they're not mean, they're not directed toward anyone, and they are chill. And they are completely jokes.
Telling people they're going to burn if they don't tithe. I think we're on the gray line. Just kidding. No, I don't think we're good. 100% a joke.
Depends on your view on sarcasm, whether that should be a thing or not. Then we could say gray line, but...
Yeah. Anyways, well, let's talk about some wisdom from above.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try my best to read this, but I do have quite a few marks through my junk right now. So, yeah, I'm going to get real close to it. It's probably goofy. Okay. Who among you is wise and understanding? By his good conduct he should show that his works are done in the gentleness that comes from wisdom. But if you have bitter envy and selfish ambition in your heart, don't boast and deny the truth. Such wisdom does not come down from above, but earthly, unspiritual, demonic. But is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic, sorry. For where there is envy and selfish ambition, there is disorder in every evil practice. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peace, loving, gentle, compliant, full of mercy and good fruits, unwavering without pretense. And the fruit of the righteousness is sown in peace by those who cultivate peace.
Mm.
Wow, dude, trying to read that junk through lines is crazy.
I like this. I like verse 13 a lot. It's, who among you is wise and understanding, kind of that rhetorical question, whatever. And then it says, by his good conduct, he should show that his works are done in the gentleness that comes from wisdom. And I think that, this one is a big transition from talking about your tongue to kind of talking about wisdom. That's two insanely different topics. But to me, this verse 13, just kind of shows, like, there is a wisdom out there from God that ultimately when you have it, it's saying that it should produce gentleness in the way that you do good conduct, in the way that you live your life. Like, you should do good things with gentleness, which I've never, connected gentleness and wisdom fully together. Normally I connect, love leading to gentleness, not wisdom leading to gentleness. But it's really interesting. That's just just throw that out there.
I think too, I could be definitely wrong. I definitely forgot what I was about to say. I don't know, but wisdom is like an understanding. Like you're gaining an understanding of a bigger picture.
Yeah.
So I think once you follow Jesus, right, you begin to gather wisdom, but also it's you also begin to gather wisdom on people. And being able to be gentle with people matters. And so for me, you should understand it, or you should, the conduct should show that his works are done and gentleness that come from wisdom. Like,
Yeah.
wisdom gives you an understanding what gentleness needs to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if something like, if you have wisdom on something, you know the best way to help it.
Mm-hmm.
And like in anything, being gentle, like love shows gentleness. But like for you to have love, you need to have wisdom about love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think too, like, to me it just shows the importance of gentleness. Like in Matthew 11:28 through I think it's 30, it's the only time Jesus ever describes his heart. That's the only time you ever see that in the Bible. I only know this because I read a book called Gentle and Lowly, and that's what he describes his heart to be. But those are the two words he uses to describe his heart. The one time he ever does it is he says that he is gentle and lowly at heart. So there's something about gentleness that makes it so important to where even it's saying, hey, your work should be done in the gentleness that comes from wisdom.
But even then, I think, I know, hopefully I can make these make sense in a second. But when it's talking about, but if you have bitterness, envy, and selfish ambition in your heart, like, you know, wisdom is in you to allow you to understand what gentleness is. And then once you have gentleness, it's like you do things for people that don't make sense because it's not affecting you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to, you know, gentleness is like, you know, I'm going to help this person because I have nothing else to do for it. Like, there's no reason I shouldn't help this. And it's not because, like, you know, my selfish ambition, like, I want to make me feel good. Like, I want to be like this or that. But also, it's like, you know, yeah. Like, I'm not going to boast about it. Like,
Yeah, I think it shows too, like, to me, ultimately, this is like, if you want to know what wisdom is, if you want to know what it looks like to have wisdom that's actually godly and not from this world, you know, James 3:13 through 18 is a perfect spot to look because it shows you what incorrect wisdom is. Like, bitter envy, selfish ambition in your heart, don't boast in the night of truth. And the truth, such wisdom does not come down from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. And so, like, basically it's saying that, you know, wisdom that doesn't produce these things, and what are these things? It's pure, peace-loving, gentle, compliant, full of mercy, good fruits, unwavering, without pretense. Like, that's what true wisdom should lead to. And it's saying if you think you're wise, if you think you know what you're doing in your life, you think you have wisdom, and it's actually producing this selfish ambition, this me stuff, and not producing this, then your wisdom is worldly, and it's not actually wisdom. Which is actually, like, really interesting. It shows what the fruits of wisdom should lead to. And it's, notice how none of that stuff is stuff about me.
yeah, I mean, looking at it, it's like, you think of somebody that you would say follows Jesus, and it's like, first it's pure, then peace-loving, gentle, right? I would consider somebody that follows Jesus to be pure, to love peace, like, you know.
Yeah.
To be gentle, right? Like, that is,
To be compliant.
when you think of somebody that follows Jesus, you think of somebody that's gentle.
Full of mercy.
Full of compliance.
Like,
Full of like, hey man, I'm trying to work with you, work for you, help you out.
Good fruits, which literally probably you could just say any of the fruits of the Spirit for that. Like,
dude, I'm like one behind you, one ahead, bro. Full of mercy. I mean, it's like.
Oh, I'm just saying random stuff. I'm just bouncing all around on this, but
it's like, bro. I mean, you think of somebody that follows Jesus, it's like, I can't be merciful unless I know what mercy is.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, something crazy happens, just like, you know, blow the top off my lid, you know, like we're cooked, like it's grits, but then it's like, it's not, bro. Like, they just made a mistake. They're human. Like, they these, this, that. And then it's like, good fruit, as you're saying, like, you can, I mean, if I see somebody that shows love, has joy, peace, has patience, still working on that one. Just kidding. Mainly like stuff like playing the guitar. I just don't have patience to do it. I mean, unwavering, and then without pretense. I mean, and the fruit of the righteous is sown in peace by those who cultivate peace.
Yeah, it's interesting too how it shows the fruit of righteousness. Like, so having righteousness, being a righteous person, is sown, is presented, is cultivated by those who cultivate opportunities and situations for peace.
Hmm.
It's weird. Like two things. Like yes, I know. Ultimately, having wisdom leads to understanding that you need to be gentle, and I understand that if you are righteous, if you are fighting to follow Jesus, you would always want peace in situations. It's just weird. Like those two connections: wisdom and gentleness, peace and righteousness. Normally, two things each that aren't often found together. And in this one, James is saying, like, wisdom should lead to gentleness. Being someone who cultivates peace should be the fruit of someone who is righteous. It's just interesting how those two things are paired.
So, yeah, I think overall, I mean, this is what I'll probably leave it with. I think it's super important to control your tongue. I think there is a need for it, and I think you need to understand that there is a need for it. And if you're somebody that makes an excuse for why you don't control your tongue, you're going to end up blowing something up. And that is not like a, to be that guy. But the thing is like, there was a point in my life where I didn't control my tongue, and I would say whatever I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you now, you cannot be as loving or caring or gentle with a corrupt tongue.
No.
It just won't happen. And if that is somebody that you are, if you're somebody like that struggles with that stuff, that's okay. Like, we are not here to condemn you or strike you down or have Jesus strike you down or send you, like, that's not what we're doing, right? But we do want to make it known that if this is a problem for you, like, we are hoping and praying that you get that figured out because, again, it does lead to death.
Yeah, it'll mess your life up whether you follow Jesus or not. This isn't about that. Like, that's a whole another situation. But like I was saying earlier, ultimately, the way you talk can either ruin your life or it can benefit your life. And it can benefit others or completely destroy relationships. And that's why it's important to watch the things you say and the things that you allow yourself to think that ultimately lead to what you say. Yeah. Because that's where it all starts.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, again, like, if this is something you struggle with, there's grace for that. And I think it is also important to remind yourself that this could go one of two ways. It can either go good or go bad. And, like, man, we should strive to go for the good. We should strive to build people up. We should strive to ask people how they're doing. We should strive to try to take care of people. We should strive to check on people. But it's like, it's so much easier to, like, bash people, not worry about people.
Yeah.
Make stupid jokes about people.
And gossip about people.
God, that was the next one.
Yeah, all of it.
And it's like, this one's more fun for sure. Like, dude, I love saying stupid jokes.
Yeah.
Like, I love talking about Sydney Lou Who, like, all the things. But it's like, bro, that is not good for you. That's unhealthy. That's going to lead you down a path that it's like, man, like, that's not where I want to be at.
And it changes the way you view people, too, which I think is one of the big problems, which we didn't even hit on at a time, but, like, it's ultimately just, like, I think James is saying the reason you need to watch your tongue, and he's not even just talking about yours. The reason that you should watch the tongue of the people that you're around is because ultimately, normally what you say flows from your heart, but what someone else say doesn't flow from your heart.
Yeah.
But if you let that junk keep on sitting, and you let people say crazy stuff, and that keeps on going into your ears, at some point it's going to be what you believe too. And so, not only watching your own tongue, but also be aware of the people around you. Like we talked about before, community, like the dominant perspective wins. And if you're in a group setting where everyone is bashing people, you're either going to stand up against it or you're going to start bashing them. Yep. And so it's like, whatever it is, the tongue is very, very manipulative in the sense of like, if you're hearing stuff from other people, you're going to end up saying those things too.
Or start believing it's true.
Or, like, or start, oh yeah, my goodness, yeah.
Dude, I remember in high school, and this is just whatever, I mean, that's 4 years from now, but it's like I would have predetermined beliefs about people because of things I heard about them. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't really like them.
And that was all because of just probably a few people that said some stuff, maybe that they didn't even know was true or not, but that little fire just destroyed a whole forest.
And it's like, Brian ain't gonna talk to that guy, and it's like, somehow, some way we'd talk, and it's like, oh, this dude's alright. Like, there's no... So, yeah. The thing is, like, the tongue has so many different, like, just ways it can cook everything.
It's the dominant way that we communicate. And so, like, it's gonna... Yeah, it's the main way that people in a society, in every society, basically, communicate. And so it's really important that you control the words you say.
So, I'm going to leave you with this. Hayden, if you got something else to say, you're more than welcome to. Make sure that you Todd. I'm kidding. Just kidding. On a serious note, man, like if this is something that is troubling you or you're struggling with, find somebody to talk to about it and get it figured out. Because there's been so many relationships ended on bad terms because of just random conversations that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But there's also been so many relationships that have been mended and brought back together because there was conversations that needed to happen with the two people that needed to happen between. And so if you're struggling with this, there is grace. But I encourage you to, and strongly encourage you to figure this out for yourself. All right? I don't think you can follow Jesus and have a terrible tongue because at the end of the day, one of them doesn't show Jesus.
Yeah.
Right? And so the goal is to show Jesus. And it's like, man, if you're not available for people or loving to people and you gossip about people and you do all these things, you cuss all the time or you say things that don't make sense about Jesus, like whatever it looks like, it doesn't show Jesus and that's not part of your job.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're doing your job wrong. So that's all I have for this one. Hayden.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, obviously there's grace for those things. The goal will be to struggle through that stuff, not live in it.
100%.
But yeah, I think a practical, simple challenge would be speak more life than you do death.
Hmm.
If you struggle a ton with your words and the things you say, just speak more. And by life and death, I mean say more good and helpful and positive things than you do bad and tearing down and negative things. Like just say more loving things than hateful things. Say more kind things than mean things, and say more things that are going to build someone up instead of tear them down. Start with that. Like, it's really hard to just cold turkey eliminate all the bad stuff you say, but I think that's a good place to start. And then also just a reminder about wisdom. Like, if you really want to know what true wisdom looks like and what it should produce, just read verses 13 through 18 over and over again, and you'll see what the life of someone who's wise in a godly sense looks like. And it'll also show you what the world's quote-unquote wisdom will produce. So
Awesome. Well, that's it for this one. Next one is going to be James
Foe.
and Twin.
Some good stuff there, too.
Yep. And then we're going to finish out James 5, and then we'll be in another book.
Yeah, we'll be doing something. So
yeah, hope you guys enjoy this. If you do, let us know. If you're still watching this, let us know.
Hey, Mom and Deborah.
Hey, Mom and Jamie. Like,
yeah, that's about it.
anyways, either way, at
And
the
LeBron.
end of the... Huh?
And LeBron.
LeBron James.
That boy, the manager.
Yeah, boy is the manager.
Yeah.
The boy Jimmy. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you for taking time to watch this. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, James 4, James 5 coming up soon. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace out, Rainbow Trout.